It is Tuesday, July 30th, 2024. Thanks for joining me today. Please make sure to like, share, subscribe, share these videos all over your social media. And when you do subscribe, hit that bell notification down below so that you are alerted when the newest videos drop. I printed up some articles this morning. I was reading some of the news. And look, the market's mixed today, but the economy is in absolute shambles. And the markets are hoping for a rate cut September. If that happens, I don't know. I still find it very, very hard that the Fed is going to be able to justify a rate cut in September. I would still say that we'll probably get one November, December, but who knows? Maybe they will do it in September. But if they do, careful what you wish for. That's all I have to say. But yesterday, did some boxing. Enrique showed up. He did some boxing. We went to lunch afterwards, and we went to this restaurant, Chinese restaurant, and both had lunch. Both of us together had lunch. It was $21, tax included, for both of us. So basically $10 a piece. Nobody in the entire restaurant except two other people. And typically this place was always busy, but as of recently, you just notice how many people are just not out there spending money. Two people to have lunch, $21 for both of us. And there was only two other people besides ourselves at this restaurant. Unbelievable what we're seeing. One other thing I want to note today is the Olympics. I want to be very clear where I stand with it. I am boycotting the Olympics. Some people asked me about it. It's a no-brainer. If you are God-fearing, even if you just believe in just right versus wrong, if you just believe in respect, you'll do the same thing and boycott the Olympics. I'm not going to get into details. Most of you have been watching the news. The demonic, seance at the opening of the Olympics, very, very disturbing. I have better things to do with my time, my energy, so they're not getting 1 second of my time. I hope they're not going to get any of your time either, because this is what we have to do. When we don't agree with Satanism, when we don't agree with this agenda, we should just turn it off, not support it one bit. So that's what I'm doing. I'm boycotting. I will not watch 1 second of it, have not, will not. So just wanted to let all of you know where I stand with that, because I have read some of the comments, some people talking about it, wanted my 2 cents regarding the Olympics. There's nothing to say. There's nothing to say. It is now pretty much represented by Satanists with a very, very evil agenda. I won't support it, and I think you shouldn't either. Now, shifting gears, theeconomiccollapse.com. This is what the final stages of a bubble economy looks like just before a collapse happens. By the way, we just broke $35 trillion of U.S. national debt, ladies and gentlemen. So we'll be heading to 36 very, very soon. So I'm not going to go through the whole article, but some of the bullet points here. It broke down some of these numbers, and they're staggering. This is where we're at as a nation right now. $196 billion in new debt every month. $6.4 billion in new debt per day. $286 million in new debt per hour. $4.5 million in new debt per minute. $74,401 in new debt per second. Somebody please comment down below and tell me how we're going to sustain all of this debt. It's not stopping. It is accelerating while they keep telling us that everything's fine. Hey, the stock market's at all-time highs. GDP's up. Life is great. But look at these numbers. They're completely staggering and 100% unsustainable. How much longer can this go before it doesn't? And think, every second your purchasing power is being destroyed. Here's another one from The Hedge today. The share of young adults living with parents is the highest since 1940. In 1970, 25 to 35-year-olds, only 7% lived with parents. Today, it's 78%. 14%, same as the 1940 rate, and that was right after the Great Depression. And let's not forget this also, that maybe people aren't living at home, but they could not live away from home if it wasn't for the help, the financial help of their parents paying their phone bills, paying for groceries, paying for their rent, paying part of their rent, making their car payments. So there's a lot more people who would be living at home if their parents weren't supporting them outside of the home. So again, not a good sign of what's happening with the U.S. economy. Here's another one. Almost 20% of Americans face prospect of higher electric bills. Yes, higher electric bills. They're going to get even higher than they are right now. It says here, more than 65 million Americans are facing the prospect of significantly higher electricity prices next year. They're blaming it on rising demand and shrinking energy supply. You will owe nothing and you will be happy, won't you? So prices continue to go up. How I think daily, how in the world are people doing it? They're getting battered from every angle. Home insurance, auto insurance, health insurance, rising utility rates. Gas has come down a bit, but it's only a matter of time. You know, gas prices will be going back up. We're watching what's happening in the Middle East. You know, things are escalating again in the Middle East. They haven't stopped escalating in Eastern Europe. And so enjoy the lower gas prices right now, although they're much higher than they were a few years ago. They're going to continue to go up. All it takes is one major incident and oil will skyrocket without a doubt, and that is going to push prices of everything up. But how are people doing it right now? Everything. Food prices are still going up. Services going up. I just can't figure it out. I think people, the only conclusion I can come to is they're taking on a lot of debt to tread water. JustTheNews.com, Florida's property insurance rates have risen by 42.5% since 2019. Again, I ask all of you, how in the world are people doing this? I mean, everything is going, it's not going up 2 or 3, 4, 5%. Things are going up 42.5% from 2019. Food prices, who knows? I mean, 50%, 100%. Utility prices have literally doubled over the last few years. So things are so much more expensive, and it's costing people a lot more to stay in the middle class. And many people are going broke just to afford to stay in the middle class. They're using up credit cards, buy now, pay laters, payday loans, personal loans. They've pulled HELOCs out of their homes, using homes as ATMs just to keep treading water. Here's another one today from the New York Post. California's $20 fast food minimum wage could be hiked again. Definition of stupidity. Members of the California Food Council, they lobbied for this $20 minimum wage for restaurants, that had 65 or more locations, that they would have to pay the $20 minimum. The California Food Council, which lobbied for this, well, they're now planning to seek an additional 3.5% raise when they meet at the end of this month. So that means a $20 minimum wage that somebody's making at McDonald's, Taco Bell, Jack in the Box, that's going to go to $20.70 an hour. They have killed so many jobs in California, thousands, because of this minimum wage mandate, and more people are going to continue to lose jobs. More restaurants will continue to close or move out of the state of California. It is absolutely amazing when you look at cities like Santa Monica, the vacancies, when you look at what's happening to restaurants. Look, we just went through the health crisis, which obliterated so many restaurants across the nation. And here in California, when we get out of that, what do? They say that they mandate you got to pay $20 minimum. And even if you don't have the 65 restaurants and you don't have to follow this mandate, well, guess what? You can't get anybody to work at your restaurant. If somebody can go to In-N-Out or McDonald's or Taco Bell or Burger King and make $20 an hour, why would they come work at your restaurant? So you got to meet the requirement, or nobody's going to come work for you. Somebody told me last month that Panda Express, and I haven't verified this, but Panda Express was paying up to $24 an hour just to get people to work at their restaurant. Absolutely deranged. This whole thing is absolutely deranged. They cannot find more ways. Taxes, these minimum wages, all the bureaucracy, all the licensing, all the permitting, all the crime. They cannot find enough ways to chase businesses out of the state of California. Here's another one from The Hedge today. Big Mac demand drops. This was a few days ago, actually. Drops as Mickey D's, as same-store sales slide for first time since 2020. This is a bad indication of the U.S. economy, because when things start slowing down at McDonald's, then you know it's getting really bad, because people have been forced to eat this garbage because it's some of the, I mean, even though it's not cheap, it's cheaper than most places to go out and eat. And people are pulling back on this. So how bad are things really getting? Customers are so cash strapped at this point that they're not even going to McDonald's. Their stock year to date is down over 10%. I think it's down 15% from last year. So McDonald's really beginning to feel the pain here. And you know, if you look at McDonald's, look at a Big Mac. If you can go back to the 80s and 90s, look at a Big Mac compared to a Big Mac today. It's like twice the size. And it was actually a real hamburger back then. I don't even know what this stuff is now. I've quit eating, you know, at McDonald's a long time ago. The most I would ever do is get a coffee there, but now I make my own coffees at the house. They're much better, much more economic. But this to me is another canary in the coal mine with regards to the U.S. economy. Here's another one. Catastrophic jolts by sector job openings plunge to 6-year low as both hiring and quits crater. This on The Hedge. This was fully offset by government jobs. June saw another bizarre jump in government job openings, which were revised away. So they're playing these games, manipulating these numbers, the private sector getting decimated, so they just create more government jobs to offset everything and tell you that everything's okay because, oh, look, you know, the job numbers are healthy, although the private sector is being decimated, and they're creating all these little government jobs and then revising it down the following month. So be very careful on the data you're believing, because most of it is very manipulated. Right here, 5,800 IRS employees and contractors owe nearly $50 million in unpaid taxes, Treasury IG. So we can add, you know, again, more government employees that don't pay their taxes. More than half haven't been required to agree to a payment plan. But of course, this would not be for you. They don't treat you like this. But of course, they can add more government jobs, some real, some not. But if they do, apparently you don't even have to pay your taxes. Unbelievable. A premature rate cut will be a mistake of Olympic proportions. Let me know your thoughts on this. They are really looking at September as being the first month that we see a rate cut. I still believe it's going to be very difficult. I don't know if I believe it yet, but the markets are pricing it in. So we'll see. It could happen. Not saying that it won't, but GDP up. Unemployment 4.1%, over 8 million jobs out there. All this manipulated data telling you how great everything is. Technically, oh, wages are up, but not, you know, we know real wages aren't up. Inflation's coming down, but we know that that's all manipulated too. But going by the data, why in the world would they cut rates? Markets at all-time highs. It just goes on and on and on. It's nothing but good news. It's a utopia out there. So why would they cut rates if everything is so great? And you know, gold today, last I checked, was up about $25. So definitely, if things were so great and inflation was going away, why is gold up $25 today? Why are global central banks continuing to stockpile it? If you need help, if you need a good place to buy some gold, buy some silver, go to my link down below, SD Bullion. I don't care if you buy it. I don't care if you don't buy it. I don't care who you buy it from. That's up to you. But if you need help, if you're new, if you're not new, if you need a reputable place, go to my link down below, SD Bullion. Get yourself some gold, get yourself some silver. These are real, hard, tangible assets that will never go to zero. You know, I noticed that a lot of channels sell stuff. Flavor of the month, flavor of the week, flavor of the day. I've been talking about SD Bullion for 6.5 years on my channel. They've been very loyal to me. I've been a very loyal customer to them. And so we've had a great relationship, just like many of you have also with SD Bullion. Many of you were using SD Bullion as your source before me. But a lot of these other channels that sell, all this garbage, it's flavor of the week, flavor of the month. And 6 months from now, you'll never ever hear about that junior mining stock. You'll never hear about that stock. You'll never hear about that company. You'll never hear about this product or that product. Why not? Because they don't really use this stuff. They don't really buy this stuff with their own money. So with SD Bullion, I've been buying from them strictly for 6.5 years, and that's why I've been talking about them for 6.5 years. So they're not the flavor of the week, the month, or even the year. This is what a relationship is. And so again, all these other places just trying to make money off of garbage they're selling, Chinese products they're selling, stuff they're selling to you that will never ever enhance your life during the tough times. Things that will be completely worthless during the tough times. Things that are complete gambles right now. I don't do pump and dumps. I don't tell people to buy junior mining stocks. I don't sell Chinese products. I would never tell you to do or buy anything that I don't spend my own money on, that I don't do myself. I try to walk the walk the best that I can, ladies and gentlemen. So anyways, SD Bullion, I think it's a great company, but you can buy from whoever you want, as long as they're reputable. But at the end of the day, I think it's extremely important watching all of these cyber attacks that have taken place. Glitches, cyber attacks, whatever it is, you're seeing how fragile the system is. And don't think for a second that it's not possible at some point that our financial system can be shut down by another country, by some glitch, a cyber attack, a grid going down. It can be shut down. And so all you have is what you can get to. That is cash, that is silver, that is gold, that is barterable items, that is food, that is water. These are the things you need to be putting away right now. These are all warnings. This massive IT outage from CrowdStrike that we just witnessed, that still it is not fully repaired, affecting hospitals, banks, financial institutions, airports, water systems, emergency systems. It goes on and on and on. This could have been much, much worse. Take it as a wake-up call, not to have all your money in the system. All your money should not be on a computer screen, because if that computer doesn't turn on one day, you're in big trouble. You're in very, very big trouble. So just wanted to talk about that for a second. Comment down below on any of these things you want to comment on. Very, very interesting. Again, having lunch yesterday and seeing only 2 people in this restaurant, and not a small restaurant. Very good location, good food, nobody there. Very, very shocking. What are you seeing in your areas? Over the weekend, I saw people at restaurants, and I got back into town. The restaurant I was at, nobody was there. So it's really like a checkerboard. It's very, very mixed. And even the restaurants that are doing well, why is it? Are people taking on more debt to go out to eat for lunch, for dinner? Are they cutting back somewhere in order to do that? I do believe that people do like to get out and socialize and have a drink or sit down and have a nice lunch or have a dinner. Nothing wrong with that. But if you have to use a credit card to do that, I highly advise that you don't do it. It's a very, very bad choice. Too many people going to lunch every day. They go out to dinner too much, and it's all going on a plastic card. And if you have to put this stuff on a credit card to do it, do not do it. This stuff is adding up at 23% plus interest per month. I mean, not good. Not good. You don't want to be carrying these balances at 23%. These APRs are completely ridiculous. But if the economy is doing so well and everything is so great, how come the credit card companies are charging you 23+%? Unbelievable. Anyways, let me know your thoughts today. It's a beautiful day. We are blessed to be alive. I give all glory to God. Another day of life. Don't take it for granted, ladies and gentlemen. Be thankful for what you have. You're walking today, you're talking, you're watching a video today, you have a brain, you're thinking, you're asking these questions, you're preparing, you're awake. You have your health. God bless you. You have so much. Doesn't matter about the zip code. Doesn't matter what you're driving. It doesn't matter if you're eating at a fancy restaurant. You're blessed. And let's remember that at the end of the day, we are blessed, and we should not take that for granted. So I'm going to leave it there today. We'll see what happens tomorrow. I believe Jerome Powell's coming out. I don't believe we'll be getting a cut tomorrow, but I think the first one that is possible would be September. I still think it's unlikely. We shall see, but markets are pricing September in right now, so we shall see. But anyways, markets are mixed today, but at the end of the day, are you seeing any improvement where you live, where you eat, where you shop, grocery stores? Are you seeing any improvement anywhere? Are your utility bills coming down? Is your standard of living increasing? Is it improving, or is it staying the same or getting worse? Let me know what you're seeing in your areas around this country or even outside of this country. Let us know what you're seeing. And is it going to get better anytime soon? That's the question. Is a new president going to all of a sudden fix things? I don't think it's going to be that easy. So much damage has been done. I hope we're not past the point of no return. I'm going to be optimistic and hope and pray that at some point we're going to begin to see some improvements. But I don't even think we're near the bottom yet. I think we're in store for some very, very rough times, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm going to continue to prepare. I hope you do the same. God bless. Talk to all of you very, very soon.